What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. The stock market broke all-time highs today. Moderna stock tanked, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the best stocks to watch right now, some of the most important news, and overall, we just have a great video, so make sure you stick around to the end, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. But Tom, we had a pretty action-filled day. Like I said, the market broke all-time highs, and Moderna stock tanked, so fill us in. What happened today?
Yeah, the SPY ended up jumping up this morning as the CPI data came out today, and it jumped 5.4%, but core inflation rose less than expected. So that actually helped the market kind of go up. And so-called core inflation reported by CNBC excludes energy and food. That one actually rose by 0.3% last month, shy of a forecasted 0.4% increase and well below June's rise of 0.9%. The core figure is up 4.3% over the last year, as that's a slight deceleration from June's 4.5%. So that's good to see there with the core inflation, but that does leave out energy and food, which are some pretty important sectors. Of course, the energy sector has been pretty important. Oil's been going up quite a bit, and we also have some oil news coming up later too. But man, the market rose to all-time highs today. mRNA started falling off a cliff, Mike, down another 15%. This one's starting to really fall off the table.
Absolutely. So the main point with that inflation data is it wasn't as bad as everyone was expecting, so the markets rallied up to their all-time highs. Here's the thing, though. Over the past couple months, when the market was breaking their all-time highs, we had tech stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, and Amazon really carrying the market up there, but that's not what we're seeing right now. Instead, we're seeing value stocks carry the market like Caterpillar, some of these bank stocks, and even Walmart. So that's very important, and we'll talk more about this in a couple minutes. But Tom, fill us in on what's going on with oil.
Yeah, Joe Biden's actually pressuring OPEC to boost their production faster than the current pace. Investing.com reports that Joe Biden said, in quotes, "We've told OPEC that the output cuts implemented during the pandemic should be overturned." So they're pretty much saying that those output cuts should end up getting changed because they were during the pandemic. Now the pandemic's obviously changed a little bit. So we'll have to see what they end up doing with this. And hopefully they listen to Biden, they end up cutting this. I think that'll help oil the most. But honestly, I think it'd be best if oil ends up going back down. Personally, make gas prices and stuff lower. And this has been part of this inflation talk. Whenever oil's been going up very rapidly, like it has been the past year, we got all the way back up to 76 cents a barrel, 77 cents a barrel on the futures. Whenever we had lows at the pandemic down there around $6.50 a barrel. And I remember those futures that were expiring at that month hitting that $0 area and even below. So it was getting really weird whenever those futures went negative. But looking at crude oil right now, 2 green days in a row, we might get a pop back up. And with Biden kind of, suggesting this, it honestly made oil go up.
There we go. So, Tom, we have to talk about Moderna. This stock has been going so crazy over the past month and especially the past week. On Monday, this thing rallied from like 400 all the way up to 500, and now it's all the way back below 400 again. So this stock is going crazy. It's down like 16% today, and we all knew it was way overbought. And, I was waiting for a drop like this. Like, I know it kind of faked a lot of people out on Monday, but man, there's just so many sellers coming into this one. And over the next couple weeks, I can see it falling a lot more.
Yeah, me too. And it's actually bouncing right off this 1,000 SMA right now, sitting right at like the 380 support. I think it looks actually pretty solid for like the next couple days if we can hold this support. But once we fall through here, I think we'll see a big move, kind of like what Mike's saying. And, over these past 2 days, we've fallen quite a bit with this big 15% drop today. Don't be surprised if we see a little green tomorrow, but I'm definitely looking for it to start falling down more as well. And whenever you look at it on the daily, it's just so overextended, Mike. Like, you would just have to expect a little bit more downward movement. I would look for maybe somewhere around $350.
Sounds great. So, Tom, another thing I wanted to talk about are these cruise lines and then these hotel stocks. Personally, I think that they're at some amazing levels right now, like Wynn, even MGM and LVS look pretty good in my opinion. Wynn and MGM are my favorite, and I love cruise lines right now as well, like RCL. They're really popping up. They all just reported earnings pretty much, and in my opinion, they look pretty solid on a technical level and, just like on a recovery/rotation play.
Yeah, they do. RCL actually has a pretty big resistance coming up here around this $82 area. And I love how they hit off of that $70 support on those earnings. So I think it looks pretty good. I like the cruise lines. I think they'll end up popping up, and these hotel stocks should do pretty well. Wynn ended up having a nice day today, along with MGM and a few others. But MGM actually started to break out of that like $40 resistance area. So I could see a pretty big run actually out of like MGM, possibly like Wynn. And I really like RCL, CCL. I think CCL is starting to look pretty hot. It's honestly pretty low, and I would expect it to come up and maybe retest this $25 resistance. I know that's only 1 point, a 1 point move, but one point for a $24 stock is pretty good.
Of course. And then one other I wanted to talk about, or actually two, I should say. So it's PENN, which is Penn National Gaming. I feel like this one's at some pretty good levels as well. And then Boeing. This stock has been slowly uptrending over the past couple weeks. And, I just like it for like a longer term investment, but also like a medium term swing trade. I was looking at a couple different options on it.
Yeah, I think Penn looks pretty good too. I mean, Penn's pretty solid, really low. DraftKings too. Honestly, for the longer term, Penn's so low, like it's right at support, looks really solid. And I really like this green candle today. That's actually a pretty bullish close that we had. Really formed like a nice, like bullish hammer type of candle here. If you know those type of technicals, looks pretty nice actually. And I think we might see a pretty solid run up tomorrow. That end of day move was very nice.
Yeah. And then what do you think of Boeing?
Boeing's one of my favorites. I've been looking at them for the past few weeks, and I said this on the stream this morning, but I'm a little sad I didn't get into Boeing. I didn't, it was really falling for a few weeks there. Ended up touching this bottom trend line for the third time on July 19th, July 20th, and I did not get in, but Boeing really held its ground, kept going up off that trend line, looks really solid. And once they pass above 225, they've just been going straight up since then. So I really like the breakout today too. And I would expect a retest of like 250 over the next week or so.
Awesome. So let's get right into our member of the day and then the momentum plays. With today's member of the day, we have Alex L. So he had a great comment on YouTube. He said, Mike and team, love the way you interact with members. Feels close like a family that wants to grow strong together. Thanks, guys. So thank you so much for that awesome comment, Alex. Thank you so much for all of your comments. Comments really, really help us grow the channel. So, thank you so much for that. And, just thanks for being a great, supporter of the channel. We really appreciate it. But Tom, let's get right into these momentum plays. And with the first one, we have Disney to the upside.
Yeah, Disney actually had a pretty good day today. If they break out above 178.81 from the other day, I think we'll have a really nice move. And we're getting up to that 180 resistance again.
All right, with the next one, we have MGM.
MGM Casino, or MGM Resorts, I should say, make them break out above $40.65.
All right, and then with the last one, we have WFC.
WFC, Wells Fargo, these banks are really killing it. Make them break out above 50.75.
All right, so we are watching these three stocks for potential day trades to the upside tomorrow, only if they break above the levels Tom listed. But let's get right into the unusual options activity for this week. We are looking at Moderna again, and we are looking at the Moderna 450 strike calls for this Friday. There was around $13 million put into these calls today. And I would say that the smart money is shorting these calls because they are so far out of the money. And mathematically speaking, mRNA, or this specific option, I should say, has a 94.76% chance of expiring out of the money. So, the odds definitely aren't in their favor if they did long it. And I think Moderna is way overbought anyway. So I definitely think the smart money is shorting these calls.
Yeah, and even if Moderna pops up tomorrow, the chances of them getting back up above 450 is going to be pretty small. That's honestly going to be the next big resistance if we start to go up, if we break 420. So I don't see it happening. I'm with you. I think they're shorting this too.
All right, so let's get right into the comments from the previous episode. With the first comment, we have R saying Clove is the best stock to invest in right now. So let's take a look at it. It's popping up in after hours. Looks like they reported earnings, or let me see. So it looks like they're really popping up. Yeah, it looks like they reported earnings. They're right around $9 right now. They have a lot of momentum, and they're at a pretty good level. So it's not looking bad at all.
Yeah, it's not. Clove is really popping up on these earnings. I hope we can get a nice break. They hit $10 a few weeks ago and went down right off of that area. So I would target $10 back to the upside. I think that'll be a really good area to watch for CLOV. Here it is. I finally got it on the chart, but I really like $10 as a solid resistance. So really watch for that. I think that'll be a good level, but honestly, we might break it because we've been really down at these levels for a long time. And I would expect a solid move up through there pretty soon.
There we go. And then with the next comment, we have River asking about AMD. So this one had a decent bounce today. Honestly, I'm just expecting like a little bit of consolidation and then like a gradual fall with this one. In my opinion, they're still pretty overbought. They're a great stock. They're a great company, but it just they popped so much in such a short time frame. I just feel like we're gonna have a slow and steady downtrend over the next couple weeks. It might even take a month or two, but I don't see like any major play on this one. I'm just kind of expecting like some consolidation to like a slow move down.
Yeah, I would expect the same. And I would think it might consolidate around that $100, type of support area down there. So really watch for it. We have not really retested any big levels on the way down yet. So we'll have to see how this $100 level goes right off the bat. It looks like we'll test that, I would say, over the next couple weeks, but really watch out. We had a pretty good like doji candle on AMD today. Pretty much was flat, but maybe expect a little bit of a bounce soon because we've been going down so much. But I'm with you. I think that we'll end up retesting 100 or even lower.
Sounds good. And then we have JB saying Goldman Sachs has been paying. What do you think? So GS has been exploding. I mean, I think they broke their all-time highs today. They're a solid company, solid stock. I like them. I don't think it's going to be a stock that'll, double your money in a year or two, but they're like a nice, safe company, and they have some pretty good momentum right now.
Yeah, they do. Goldman's really running up. I love to see this. And man, these banks have been killing it. I know Goldman's one of the better banks out there. They've been making a lot with their trading division, just a lot in general. So I'm glad to see them up like this. It looks their daily chart honestly looks, if we're talking about overextended, they're starting to get overextended too, Mike. I mean, man, they're getting really high. So I'd look for like a little drop on them, but honestly, they just keep running and running. So for right now, just keep following that momentum. And I think it could be a pretty good play up above 415 tomorrow.
Sounds good. And then we have Hunter saying FSR went nuts. I wonder if they'll sustain it since it was such a strong upgrade. That stock goes all over the place. Yeah, I mean, that stock is literally all over the place. Just like Hunter said, it had a great pop up yesterday, and it looks like a pretty strong resistance is pretty close, right around $20.
Yeah, it does. And FSR is looking pretty strong over the past week. But man, that pullback is just very bad to see right now in after hours. I hate to see that, but hopefully we can get back up for tomorrow. And man, it just that really sucks to see it pulling down like that in after hours. But I hope we can hold the 17 support.
Sounds good. So if you guys trade options, definitely check out that first link in the description down below. You can trade with Tom, myself, and our bots every single day. We had an amazing swing trade on UPST. We bought some UPST calls around $635 a month ago, and today they're worth like $2,400. So that thing exploded up. Of course, not every play is like this one, but the bots and the plays have been working pretty well lately. So definitely check it out. It's that first link in the description down below. You can cancel at any time. Daily options, swing trades, day trades, plays from the bots, order flow bots, custom bots, you name it, we probably have it, and you can talk with Tom and myself basically all day long. So definitely check it out. To that first link in the description down below. You can cancel at any time, and that UPST play exploded, going from like 635 all the way up to 2,400. So that was pretty awesome. But Tom, do you have any last minute stocks or anything you're watching for tomorrow?
Man, really have my eyes on a few of these stocks like BLNK and CHPT. Unfortunately, they ended up pulling back today. It looks like Blink's reporting earnings right now and looks like they're pulling down a little bit. Not looking good there. CHPT had a pretty big pullback today. I think it's still good for the longer term, even though that they're going red maybe for today and tomorrow. But I still like these stocks, even though they're red since the bill passed. That infrastructure bill passed through the Senate, still going to the House. So I think once we start to get more news on that, these stocks might go up even more. But for right now, it looks like CHPT and BLNK are pulling back a little bit. But I really have my eyes on some of these oil stocks. I saw CVX was really starting to pop up today. And in the shorter term, these oil companies might start to really fly up if oil continues to move off of this double bottom it's having.
There we go. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with Tom and myself every single day, it's that first link in the description down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.